Hello, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Jack Blade, and we are pushing towards Phase 3 production. But this episode, we are actually going to pause that progression and do some supplementary factories that I also want to make blueprints out of when I get the Mark III blueprint designers. Like one-click factories for Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4, Phase 5. They will have to be modular for 3, 4, and 5, of course. They can't fit in a single. I don't even know if the second phase can fit in a single. But what we do want is to have all of the, like, MAM unlocks, for example, the stuff that you can get from the quartz or sulfur tree, and the parts from the quartz tree, like the crystal oscillators and the quartz crystal and the silica, and like all of that stuff. We want all of that in our supplementary factories. So that's what we're going to be pushing for today. The supplementary factory for Phase 1, and at least one of the supplementary factories for Phase 2. And a big part of that is we need a little bit of nobelisks, we need some explosives, and I have also gotten some more sand fluctuators, so that we have been able to set up some of this. Specifically, I have set them here on the containers that have the parts that you turn into the fluctuators. This is essentially to make sure that I can just have a bunch stored here and go over to a craft bench and click here and just craft, and it will just grab everything without me having to like clog it up. I set up another one of those depot uploaders over by that area over here where I have that node. So yeah, I'm basically going to unlock the smart splitters because that is the big holdout we have. I also put them there so we have access to that. But yeah, holdouts. It's the one holdout we have to be able to actually start building our supplementary factories and also our sync lines, so we can start getting some tickets in as well. So let's get into this. I'm heading over towards the beach because there's a pure node of Caterium over there, and it will be part of our overall like strategy to get a hold of Caterium, sulfur, coal, and a bunch of other things. But that node is a utility one, like it's easy to access. That's the one I will be using for the supplementary factories. We'll be building that over in the like northern part of this, like I don't even know, like it's the northeastern part, like the Rocky Mountains thing over there. That's where we're heading. So for now, we need to go over to the beach and explode stuff. Let's just have a quick talk here, okay? What I want to add is all of the modular files that I've been using to plan the factories, all of the like future blueprints, all of the save files, they're going to be in my Google Drive that you can find in my Discord. So, like, yeah, get into the video, have fun, but everything you see will in one way or another be available to you through my Google Drive, in my Discord. Head on over, there's a link in the description. See? Now you can watch the video. So yeah, there we go. And remember, if you guys are interested in the concept that I'm building with here, if you're new, I'm building with the concept of minimalism. So the factories needs to use as few machines as possible. Essentially, that's the like the premise of the factories. And the reason for it is I want to see if I can make a single blueprint that, if given enough sloops and Mercer Spheres and Power Shards and everything, that you can, in fact, like, click once and you have all Phase 1 production, essentially. That is the goal. Alright. So the first thing we need to do is get our smart splitters. Boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And to make this simple, what I am going to do is... Let's see, where do I have you guys? I have them equipped. Here. So I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3. That is for 1 stack, I think. I think if the crafting recipe, if I remember that correctly, it's 3 per, 3 per 1 ingot. And 1 stack of ingots is 100. So by doing this, I get 1 stack. So easy. The only thing that I want to do with this is kind of get to the point where I can, in fact, get all the way to AI limiters, because that is the final part that is in the way. And then I can just buy those from the awesome shop with some of the tickets that we have to get the AI limiters that we can use to place down our first like smart splitters and stuff before we have the supplementary factory that creates AI limiters. So yeah, that's the goal. So we're gonna be mining all of this out, and once it's done, I will process it here into Caterium ingots, and I will see you guys back at base. Alright, so we have prepped, and prepped, and prepped, and prepped, and prepped. And now we have our stuff set up, so everything is being loaded in here, and I have been like crafting a lot more of these basically just as fast as my depot can fill up. I've been crafting them to make sure that I have enough stand fluctuators to make sure I get all of the produced part into the dimensional depot. And I've set up a little bit of an area. We've unlocked our smart splitters and everything, so we can now build our smart splitters. Ta-da! And I have gotten a few more tickets so that I could get and buy these. And I also unlocked some other stuff. For example, I have a couple of these now, and if we look at our inventory, I have Shatter Rebar, because that is like more of a shotgun effect that makes it a lot easier to take out enemies. And that's something that we will need to make DNA capsules, which will be a like, big boost to ticket production. So what we're going to do is, if I just go here and do this, this is the area in which I plan on building the first supplemental factory thing. And if we check on the right side of the screen, let's see if I can find a good spot that is dark so you guys can read. We have the P1 sup, that's the phase 1 supplementary, which means that we need to set up slug processing and DNA processing. And the way that I normally do this is I have 2 containers, and I do this, and I have like this as an input. Like I'm probably going to have like a smaller one, like I don't need the big one. But essentially, I have these 2, and I have one of them set up. If we grab a 1 meter sign and a 1 meter sign, and I have one set up to receive all slugs. So I will set this. I think it looks better on the screen. Oop. No, it did not. I thought it was that one. Let's try the blue one. There. It looks a little bit better. And then on this one, I set remains. I will set this one. Boop. And then these are the inputs. And then I use my the sorters, like the smart splitters specifically. And I have like one. I set one like this, and then the next one, like literally with just one over, like this. And then I set up so that you have, because of how little, like this isn't gonna be like constantly producing, I don't care so much about the overflow. But that's why I'm gonna be using not even none. I'm gonna use any undefined, keeps going, and then I set this to be hog remains, like that. And then I put the spitter remains, stinger remains, hatcher remains. And I need to go hunt for them so I can unlock everything in the MAM as well. But And then I have my constructors over here, and then constructors in front of that. And then what I do is over here, I if I zoom out there, I have this, like so, with a output for specifically DNA capsules, like this. Boop. And then I will take this and I will go the other direction because they need less space. These needs 2 constructors ahead of each other. And then, yeah, we set up our slug processing, and then we will have an output, say, here, like that. Oop. Here, where we have our power shards. Power. Like this. Okay? So, essentially, that's what I tend to do. Now, we don't actually need the power shard processing because we have infinite power shards, but we're essentially making sure that this is stuff we will turn into blueprints. So, like, blueprint number 1, blueprint number 2, maybe 3 as well, and then we have blueprint number 4 we make is going to be this. We're gonna make look pretty in a blueprint designer Mark III. Now, I've built everything. Let's fly so you guys can see. So this is what it looks like. And I haven't connected up the belts yet because that's gonna mess up with the sorting if power's not running. So power first, belts later. So this is step number 1. Power it up. Ta-da. So, okay, you weren't connected up. Boop. Now everything's connected up. Recipes are correctly set everywhere. Everything is overclocked and slooped. And this is like, even if you're not running a infinite sloop thing, this is the setup that you kind of want, because it means that you get the double amount of power shards that you should be getting, and it means that you're getting the quadrupled, because like, if one goes in here and is doubled, the one thing remains turns into 2 alien protein. Then 2 alien proteins go in here and gets doubled again. So 2 alien protein turns into 4. So 1 equal 4 in this case. And that's why you kind of want that, because it gives you a lot more than what you originally wanted. Then I have hunted around, and I've split this up so that we can see the sorting kind of happen. And the same thing over here, I've split it up so we can see more fun stuff and shenanigans happen. I should probably do this kind of thing here. Boop. There. So we see more fun stuff happen. Let's do this. There. So, moment of truth. Let's plug this in and see the magic happen and see where I fucked up. There we go. Oh, now, if we just look here, you can see how the sorting is happening, right? So purple goes into the furthest most, yellows, then purple, and yeah. So that one's already empty, I think, because there's way less slugs than there are monsters to kill. But yeah, basically... Okay, it actually looks like there's not enough space within this. Okay. Then, something, and this is a modification, like, I'm gonna note this down, I'm writing this down right now, just putting it on a note quickly. What we need to do in the blueprint is put a container in front of each. Because as you can see, right now, it's not really getting the chance to sort, so that's something that needs to be fixed for the actual blueprint. Like, it's gonna function, it's just not going to be actually, like, sorting this out, so this might get filled up if you have done, like, a very big collection run of monsters. So yeah, but you can see we're still getting a lot of DNA, and we are getting a lot of power shards. So, then that is set up, we can mark that as done. Now we're moving on to the little bit more complex. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trekking over in this direction, and I will show you where. Alright, so this is the point. you can see our factory, like phase 1 and phase 2 over there. And over here is where we will set up the supplementary phase 2, 1 and 2. So you can see on the right side of the screen what those are supposed to produce. It's turning nighttime, and I don't like recording when it's dark. And I don't have Sky UI, so I can't turn it day. But essentially, I want to connect things, like I want to have a foundation core around here. Like on this. Why this? Because it means that anything else, like the foundations aren't going to clip through anything from this. So this is where I will set up the platform on which we will build our supplementary factories. So let's get going with this. It's night, of course. So I will leave you guys now, and I will be back when I have more than just a platform to show you guys. So not a lot's changed, like you can see, full platform, ooh. I've set all of our containers up like this. This is all the stuff we're making. And I've done this. So we are currently getting all of our resources. There is 233 quartz per minute coming in from here. There is 240 limestone, 25 copper, and 66 what is it called, Caterium coming in from this direction. Now it's basically just we need to set up each production line, and that will inform of us where we need to bring this up. That's one constructor, 2 constructors. Now let's have 1 constructor there and 2 constructors here. Boom. And this one will just be making silica. However, it will be, let's see, it will be a 200% overclock. That makes 75, and then we double that to 150. So 150 silica, and then we need to make our quartz crystals, like so. And then we need to set a 3rd constructor. But let's move you over 1 block like this. And we change what you're doing into concrete. Doop-a-doo. Oh, we need to have more. We need to have 4 of these guys. Okay. You make 20. We copy this time. There, we paste. Whoopa. Go away. And then that's line number 1. So this is the first thing that we need to set up. This is the like minerals stuff. Minerals processing. My question is, can we do this instead? I have an idea. Which means it's going to be chaotic. Let's bring you up there. And then let's bring the limestone up there. And then we have our splitters like so. We don't need you. Curve you. And then we just have normal belt. So it's going to be something like this. Where... How does the curve look here? Nice. I like that. Let's keep that. And then we have a similar setup over here, right? We have splitters. No, not splitter there. I'm being a silly. Splitter and splitter. Then we... I think that looks better straight mode. Oh, and then we go to curve for the last one there. Now all we need to do is merge. I'm gonna shift this so that it's actually a straight line here, because it's gonna bug the crap out of me if I down. So, as you can see now, we are producing. So, we have crossed off our quartz crystal, silica, and concrete. So, we have a quick wire and AI limiters left. And if we... Let's fly. Look over here. I am bringing in the Caterium. We just need to actually set up the, for like processing. There, if I check here, we need one smelter. That goes into... There's a few more steps here, but I think we can probably fit it on the same line. Let's check how much space that takes. I'm just going to grab a smelter. This is going to be one line. And then I'm going to need a constructor. It does look like it works. It does look like it fits and everything. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be on the same line. And we start with copper setup. So first the copper setup, which if we look at it, I haven't even centered... Like, what is with me not centering that damn constructors? Now we're just at the point where we need to set up our power for all of this. And then it's running. So I'll be back the second we have set up the final pesky step. So we are producing AI limiters. They're coming. We are producing our quick wire. We are producing our concrete, which is a supplement, a support to what we were already doing with the phase 1. And then we have our quartz crystal and our silica, which means that we have successfully done the quick wire, AI limiter. We have done this. Phase 2, supplementary 1. That is complete. And I think I have time to do phase 2, supplementary 2. I have been bringing in a little bit of it. So if we look over here, you can see sulfur is going to be brought in over here. We're gonna get coal from the other direction, and we're gonna get some more, what's it called? Quartz, that's the word. And ultimately, what I hope that will lead to, or not what I hope what that will lead to, what it will lead to is the ability to make nobelisks and shatter rebar, so that we've automated some of the ammunition that we need to, partially what we need to clear obstacles, but partly also so that we can, in a fast and easy manner, get more of the remains so that we can get more tickets if we need to. Shatter rebar is really, really good at that. Like, the step up would be explosive rebar, but we need plastic and oil and rubber and stuff like that. We need to build the phase 3 thing before we can get into that. Okay, so we have set up our storage and stuff over here, and we'll be building our small setup over here. And something to keep in mind when you're doing this, you don't need a lot of these because you're using them in bursts. They're not part of further automation or anything like that. Keep that in mind. So the resource numbers are really, really low. We need 5 sulfur and 5 coal to do this. We need nothing. So that's what we're going for. And this is going to be very, very quick setup. So basically the same thing that we've been doing over here. We need to smelt iron. This one, do I even have iron pipes? Yes, I do. They are unlocked. We needed those. Iron pipes, that was important. And the idea is to have this, but, they're slooped. So we get 20 per minute from that. Like so. And then they are collected up, just like over here, into a assembler. Like so. Can I even do that? No, I think I need to put it a little bit forward. Let's just do this. Oh, that's foundry. No, that's a refinery. I click on everything except what I want. And then let's try and keep you in line with where you are going to be delivered. I think I set it up like that. Or did I flip that? I did flip that. Okay, so nobelisks go in here. This means, yeah, you deliver straight in there. You go straight in there, and you go straight in there. Alright, but you don't need to make 30 per minute. What makes this so resource efficient is I do this, and I set this to only make 10. Boop. Making 20 per minute. Let's see. Yep, 20 per minute. And we group it so we get the double output. And we need to have our boom. And then for this one, it's a double. We need 2. So I'm gonna do this. Ooh, spicy. And then let's set this. Like, I'm not gonna do that because, or rather, I think I am. And then this. For that, we curve you like so, and we default that, and we thread that one, and then you have a similar setup here where you do this, that, boop, boop, like so. Default curve. Is that even set correctly? I don't think it is not set correctly. I was like, something's off here. We need to switch these up. And that one, well, that might be correct. Yeah, it is correct. But okay, it's correct because the holes, input holes are different. Okay, okay. My bad. My bad. Done. So that is the Nobelisks. You might be asking, what are you doing? You are doing quartz crystal. Hey! And you need to make 30, so 15. Let's loop. So 30. And then let's set up this. So that is correct. Boop, boop, boop. Wrong belt. Great. Default you, and then curve. And then both of those go into a assembler over here. Looks good. I think I can go straight there. Yeah, I can. And then you do a straight there, which is then collected like so. And you do your shatter rebar over here. Boom. And you need to be at 10 and slooped to make the 20 per minute we want. Nice. Now it's just power and connecting up the stuff underneath, so I'll be back when it's running. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see. Okay, something's not running up over here. Why are you not running? Hello? Ah, I hadn't set you up. Make Nobelisks. Slooped Nobelisks. 20 per minute, thank you. Yep. Now everything is running. Now we're getting Nobelisks, Shadow Rebar, we're getting our AI limiters, quick wire, we are getting concrete, and we are getting quartz crystals. What? What's going on here? Oh. So you're full. You're full. That's me being a dum-dum. So this means we have built phase 1 supplementary. Phase 2 Supplementary 1 and Phase 2 Supplementary 2. Do you know what this means? This is insane. This is so cool. It means that next episode, we are going straight for Phase 3. We're gonna make Phase 3 in Episode 3. Or Episode 4, actually. So yeah, I'm really, really happy about that. Like, I was worried I was gonna have to take multiple episodes for this, but we have done it. Now, I'm gonna end the episode here. We've done a lot. This has unlocked so much. Like, you have no idea how much this unlocks, having access to these resources. Just in terms of what you can do in the MAM. It's quite crazy, but also what you can build because of the, what's it called? Awesome Shop. So we're going to have a lot of fun in the next episode. And we're gonna be working with oil, we're gonna make plastic, rubber, we're gonna make heavy modular frames, computers, all of it in one episode. If I can, it's gonna be in one episode. It's gonna... So, thank you so much for being here. Love you guys. Hope this has somewhat inspired you and, like, shown you some cool stuff. And shown you, like, a cool version of a setup that you can do for this, like, extra stuff that you unlock in the MAM. The quartz, the caterium, and, like, sulfur stuff. So, yeah, hopefully, I will see you guys in the next episode. But for now, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!